order to like have inclusive bathrooms and also like essentially limit the because it's not just trans people that are doing this. There's like so many bathroom crimes happen, but it's like we're like centered because we're like it's happening. We can't really do anything about it, but let's not make the door wider for violence, right? Like the
We should
fire's
close the door.
there, let's not make it bigger.
Sure.
It's happening
Like,
because
So
people are masking as being one way when they
yeah,
really aren't. Just like Jennifer Yaniv, who was like getting all these like waxing companies or people in trouble in Canada that somebody else, Blair White, interviewed. But they were using the whole like I'm a tea person and like going after these people because they didn't want to wax her undercarriage. So like I think that this becomes a greater issue because when you can hide behind that mask of being like a
Anonymity.
minority and
yeah.
still prey on people, and it's not just children because they do it to women too.
And the
I
scariest
think
part is that we don't know how to tell. Honestly, we don't know how to tell, so we can only.
So do
because
you
somebody could
think
actually be legitimately like a person that identifies that way, and they might actually have whatever going on with them. But if I go into a bathroom and I say I bring in my like preteen daughter with me, I don't know. You know, like not
yeah,
like I'm
I
gonna
mean
stare at somebody. Somebody like Blair White comes in, I'm not gonna just stare them down. They go and use the restroom like a normal person. But say I stop at we're going on a road trip somewhere, me and my kids or whatever, and we stop along the way, and we get out, we go into this restroom, and there's somebody pleasuring themselves, looking like a woman with a member while recording themselves, and I walk in there with my preteen kid, and even that is just victimizing us. You know what I mean? Because we have to bear witness to it. Even if we
I don't
leave,
think
we
that's like
still have to
victimizing
see
you.
it.
Isn't victimizing a negative thing? Or are you saying like
Exactly.
it makes you
What I'm
victim?
saying, exactly, because we have to go
Yeah,
in there
well
and we
I
have to
agree.
witness it in order for us to even leave. You know, like we have to see it, or I have to see it, or my kid, like whatever. If I see it, I've seen enough online that I have stories for days. But like if I walk in with
So
like a preteen child or like a minor child and they end up seeing it too, that victimizes them. You know what I mean? Not to be like I'm a victim because I'm a survivor. I'm no victim. But like,
mhm.
all right.
So do you
You've
think
yapped long enough. The topic is no longer interesting. I'm heading out. This whole gender thing is nonsense. God bless you guys.
yeah, so
exactly, it's nonsense.
I think there's like I said, I think there's two necessary things. We need to like somehow up bathroom security. And then also there probably needs to be a way to like are you from the States? Are you from the
Me?
United States? Yeah.
Me? Yes. Yes,
But
I
I
like
am.
have a
anyone else.
question for Banana Republic.
Oh, but sorry,
There's
1 second.
okay.
Sorry, I was just like this one thought.
Nope, you're okay.
Is there like what would your like proposition be to federally recognize trans people? Like what is like kind of like the federal requirement that you would need? Because if we can have that, we can kind of like narrow down people who are using like such bathrooms with like, like if an incident occurs and then we find out that they're not like federally like recognized, then we'll be able to just completely ban them from public bathrooms. Because I mean, my personal opinion, if you've done something negative in a bathroom, you've kind of like it's kind of proven you're going to be a danger in a bathroom. So for the betterment of the public, you should just be barred from public bathrooms in that sense.
I think that predators should be charged to the fullest extent of the law. And I think that
Bingo.
there should be extreme measures if somebody is caught doing predatory things, whether it be to women, men, children, it doesn't matter who. But if you're being a predator, then you should have like, because like say somebody like R words a child, they're taking that child's innocence. They are taking a huge part of that person's life. And in return, leaving something extremely dark and dangerous within that child. So I think that it's not just because they don't take that child's life, they still are taking that child's life. So if they are found guilty in a court of law for doing said act, they should be punished to the highest extent of the law. We should make it so that people are scared to commit these acts. for one thing. For another thing, when it comes to people, like I said, somebody like Blair White or what that person who did the whole like unholy song with Sam Smith, like if they went into a bathroom and I went into a bathroom with them, I wouldn't think twice about it because I'm not going to sit there and stare at people when I go into a bathroom. I'm just going to go in, do my business, and leave. And I'm going to encourage my child to do the same thing. The issue is when they're sitting there on the corner of the freaking sink, pleasuring themselves while recording, and I'm walking into a bathroom, I'm going to have a huge freaking issue with it. And the other issue is that it's now a protected class of people. So whenever we try to have an honest discussion or debate about this, if I say the wrong word, I'm the one that loses my voice in the whole conversation. So
So it seems like I'm sorry, there's a bit of a lag, so I took that pause and I went with
I'm
it.
sorry. I know I'm kind of going on and on. It's just, it's very frustrating. The conversation as a whole, I think that this is a waste of time, a waste of energy. I think a lot of people are making money off of this topic that probably shouldn't be making money having this
And that's why
discussion
it's
to
still
begin with.
so popular.
I mean, I have
Yeah.
my own opinion on like political activism, but like you're making money from it. I think that detracts a little from political activism, but like whatever. But it seems like you're
I just made money off of
you-
it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think personally, I think if you're gonna hold like a political live, you should at least have like a TikTok political license, whatever that may be. But because information like puts into bias, whether positive or negative. But it seems like you're just opposed to like
Predators being predatory? Yeah. Yep.
yeah, but like more specifically on like the ban that you're trying to do, it seems like are you like of the mindset that if you pass, use the restroom?
I'm
Like
on
you
the
mentioned, Blair
mindset
White
that
was like,
if you're not a creep, then do what you got to do. But like if you're doing it to be predatory, and I think that it opens doors for people who are predatory. And unfortunately, women and children are we should be the most protected class within our society.
Exactly. I got to tell you, I listen to these things. I'm sorry if I'm interrupting, but
It's okay.
I get booted off of these things all the time, and I'm going to try to stay calm because it seems like everybody on the panel seems to be of the same thought. Maybe not as my thought goes above and beyond what you guys are saying, but the bottom line is the young lady that was just speaking told you exactly what the problem is. The R word is so much worse than murder. It's ridiculous.
Oh, he called me young.
Well, you sound like a young lady. Listen, I believe in two genders. There's a male and there's a female. I'm 56 years old. There's always been a male and a female. All these other things, they're made up. It's a fad. It's a. Back in the day, we had gays. You know what I mean? There's always been gays, but they stayed more to themselves. They stayed in the closet where it belonged. You don't push this shit to kids. My wife doesn't want to see this on TV. My daughter doesn't want to see this on TV. And I got to tell you, if we start making rape or the R word punishment as bad as murder, then we're going to be all right because it's just as bad as murder. As a matter of fact, God forbid, I would rather have my daughter killed than the R word.
Yeah,
because it's so much harder to live after that.
Especially a child that goes
Especially
through
a
that,
child, exactly.
they grow up and eventually they could I don't know the statistics and I don't necessarily trust statistics when it comes to a lot of this stuff, but there's probably more of like a 50-50 chance that they themselves will become predators when they grow up.
Yeah, see, I don't know about any of that. The only thing I know is
Yeah,
life
I'm
experience.
confused,
And
Rex.
my
I'm sorry.
yeah,
I don't-
I would recommend one small thing, J-Rock. Maybe
What's that, brother?
I would maybe look into some like maybe like some trans history, and to maybe like at the very least, if you're gonna be like against it, I have like some like more point of views to ground yourself further in that.
Okay, well, here's
Because
why I'm
a
against
lot
it.
of because you mentioned like gay people didn't push that out.
Yeah,
Like they did eventually after like a gradual rise in acceptance until like finally like pride parades and stuff where they like visibly rioted
there
for their
shouldn't be a
rights.
pride parade. What is there to be proud of going against natural science and the Bible? What's
And
there to
why
be
should
proud
you be
of?
proud of your sexuality? Like I'm not proud
You're
of mine.
you're
so
sucking
There
dick.
has
Is that
been
something to be
there's
proud of?
so much. What do you mean? What is there to
But-
be proud of?
What is there
People
to be
have
proud
gone
of?
through years and years of oppression. Like
Oppression?
what
What?
do you mean?
They're not slaves. They chose